We've all been there, haven't we? Curled up on the couch, watching Antiques Roadshow, half listening while scrolling through our phones. We see the familiar parade of dusty paintings, inherited silverware, and quaint ceramic dolls. We feel a gentle warmth, a comforting nostalgia. But every so often, an object appears on screen that makes you put your phone down. It's an item so unique, so unexpected, that it silences the room and commands your full attention. It's not about the potential price tag, it's about the story that suddenly unfolds, a story you never could have imagined. This is exactly what happened when one guest, a friendly and unassuming man, brought in what he simply called Dad's old lamp. But this was no ordinary lamp. Standing at an imposing 46 inches tall, it was a magnificent sculptural piece of wood, exuding a classic mid-century modern cool. It was heavy, handsome, and utterly mystifying. And as its story was pieced together, live on television, fans across the country found themselves united in a single, collective gasp of awe. The story began not in a high-end design gallery, but with a father's love. The guest explained to expert Matthew Quinn that the lamp was a hand-me-down from his dad. The reason for the exchange was both heartwarming and perfectly relatable. His father, a new grandfather, started looking at his home through a different lens. This massive, incredibly heavy lamp, which had been a beloved fixture for years, suddenly looked like a potential hazard for tiny, toddling grandkids. He was worried about it falling and smashing a grandkid, the guest shared with a smile. So it was given to me. That simple act of grandfatherly concern set in motion a journey of discovery. The lamp, a potential danger to one generation, became a treasured heirloom for the next. The guest didn't know much about its origins, only that his father had picked it up for a song decades earlier, likely paying no more than $50 at a flea market or a small antique shop in Tulsa or Muscogee, Oklahoma. It was just a cool-looking lamp his dad had found. That was it, or so he thought. As expert Matthew Quinn laid his eyes on it, you could see a spark of genuine excitement. This was the moment an appraiser lives for. It wasn't just old, it was special. What it is, Quinn began, his voice filled with admiration, is a great piece of modern design. It's just stunning. He gestured to its sleek, powerful lines, noting how it looked even more beautiful when lit. But the aesthetic was only the beginning of the mystery. Quinn confirmed the guest's suspicion. The lamp's base was, in fact, a repurposed airplane propeller. You're right, it's massive. It's incredibly heavy, he affirmed. The first question was obvious. What kind of bird, as he called it, did this thing come off of? This is where the story took a breathtaking turn. Quinn and his team, including the show's military experts, huddled together, examining the size, the shape, and the distinct markings on the aged wood. They measured the base and the length of the blades. After careful deliberation, they came back with a conclusion that sent a shiver down everyone's spine. This was no ordinary propeller from a small civilian plane. Based on its grand scale and design, they were confident it came from a World War I bomber. Let that sink in for a moment. This wasn't just a lamp. This was a silent witness to history. This piece of wood had sliced through the skies over a century ago, in the very dawn of aerial warfare. It was part of a machine that represented a pivotal, terrifying, and world-changing moment in human history. It had likely seen things we can only read about in textbooks. Quinn then beautifully contextualized the propeller's second life. He explained the concept of trench art, a poignant practice where soldiers and artisans would take materials from the battlefield, shell casings, bullets, pieces of shrapnel, and yes, propellers, and transform them into objects of art and memory. You see the trench art coming out of World War I, Quinn explained. We see boxes made out of propellers. It was a way of reclaiming something from the chaos of war, of turning a tool of destruction into an object of beauty. But here was the kicker, the detail that elevated this piece from merely rare to exceptionally unique. Never seen a floor lamp, Quinn stated, the wonder evident in his voice, and that's what is driving us all to it. The team pieced together a probable timeline. The bomber was likely decommissioned in the 1920s, its propeller salvaged as a memento of the Great War. For years it may have sat in a workshop or a barn, a relic waiting for a new purpose. Then, sometime in the 1950s, a visionary craftsman, Someone deeply in tune with the sleek, organic, and forward-looking aesthetic of the mid-century modern movement saw its potential. They didn't just see a propeller, they saw the perfect form for a stunning floor lamp. It was